All right, hey guys, welcome to the team call for tonight, July 31st. I'm really excited to have you guys on here tonight. And I want to start with doing like some recognition and some call outs. So first of all, even though they're not on the call, I'm just going to go ahead and shout them out anyhow, which is for volume this week, we're hitting 500 volume. Amber Yamada got 539 volume, and she's getting this in the mail for me. This is my giveaway for the week. Gigantic tub of E&E. This is like literally the size of my head. So it's not the tiny bottle, but I'm going to be sending that in the mail to her. And the incentive this week, if you get 500 volume this week, it's going to be some of this derm exclusive stuff, which is actually pretty much awesome. It's like wrinkle filler, and it works really well. I use this one product more than anything else that comes from derm exclusive, and it's pretty awesome. And also for Success Club, Amber got Success Club 10, so good her, way to go her. And Pam and April both have hit Success Club 5. And I am going to go ahead and shout out the people who have points this month. Kendallin, 4 points, that's awesome. We have a couple
I have more.
Woo!
8 now. Yay!
You have 8? Awesome! Woo! So, okay, then Kendallin.
Well, maybe. One didn't go through yet, so we'll see.
Okay, well, I'm moving you to my
maybe
list
8
because it's still Success Club, so awesome.
That's freaking fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you. Okay, Megan also has 4 points. Kristen, Penny, Anita, Sarah, and Cindy all had 2 points, and Joanna had 1. And I'm super proud of just the team in general, because this is the most people that we've ever had even just earning a point, which is huge. Like, you know, the team is really like working, and just in general with you guys, and Ashley and Kendallin in the push group for Diamond, and Melissa in the new coaches group. Like, I have been really impressed with all of you guys and how much work you've been getting done, and like sticking with the assignments, because it's a lot that I asked you guys to do. And you 3 are really some of the most like faithful in the assignments, really putting in the effort, and I really appreciate that. And I know may not feel like it right now, but I really think it's going to pay off. Like, you just have to like keep being consistent, keep doing the stuff, and it really will pay off. So good job, all of you. Okay, team cycle bonus this week. Amber got a team cycle bonus. Ashley got a team cycle bonus, and so did Pam. So good job, Ashley. And then also for Emerald, for rank advancement, Peyton Norton signed up another coach today, and that will make her Emerald. So she has 2 coaches now. So that's awesome, because I feel like this is like, our team is really growing, and I'm really proud of all of you. So. Oh, Amber, you just missed all of the recognition, but you got 500 volume, so good job. And here's your like gigantic head size bottle of peony.
Awesome.
And my promotion for next week for the volume is going to be this derm exclusive stuff, the wrinkle freeze, which is pretty awesome and works really well. And also, way to go for getting Success Club 10 and for earning a team cycle bonus this week. So
Woohoo!
really doing awesome. Good job. Okay, so tonight, my theme for the call tonight, you might have noticed like the header in our group right now, it says, never give up means getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's something that Carl said at Summit, and that it's a picture that he had posted. And I took it from him because I really felt like that was good advice, to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I would say that that really kind of describes my journey as a coach. And so I wanted to share some of that with you. Like, one of the themes I've kind of noticed in all of our training groups right now is people saying, I'm uncomfortable taking pictures of myself. I'm uncomfortable inviting people. I'm uncomfortable doing YouTube. And I just want you guys to know, like, me too. I've been uncomfortable doing all of those things. And so I made a list of all the stuff that I was either uncomfortable doing, or especially that I said, oh, well, I'll be a coach, but I'm never going to do X, Y, Z. And all the things that I was like, nope, I'm not interested. And then I went ahead and ended up doing them. So the first thing is get comfortable being uncomfortable about talking to your friends and your family. Sometimes it's really awkward because it's like, you know, your family, you're excited, you love the product, you want them to get healthy with you, but maybe they're not like in that same place. They're not ready to get healthy. They don't buy into what you're doing, or they think it's a scheme, or that you're just trying to make money off of them. I've been there, and that's awkward, like saying to your family and your friends, hey, buy stuff from me. And I totally understand that. And even just for me personally, I had people in my family, like my dad. He's just now finally on board with doing this with me, and he did the ultimate reset with me. Like literally, I pretty much made all of the food for him. And then for Father's Day, because I'm so amazing, such an amazing daughter, I bought him the 21-day fix and gave that to him for Father's Day. And he's lost 18 pounds now. So he's like finally on board and taking care of himself. And actually the 21-day fix thing, that wasn't so bad because my sister forgot that it was Father's Day. So at least I had a gift and made up for the fact that it was workout DVDs. But I am so thankful that I went out of my comfort zone and I talked to my friends and family, because they are, no matter how long it takes them, they're getting on board. And thing is, like, my whole perspective from this is not that I want people to have a beach body. My perspective is I want my family to take care of themselves and be healthy and be around. My dad had triple heart bypass surgery 7 years ago at age 49. My grandpa had congestive heart failure at age 60. And, he needs to be taking care of himself, and he's not. And so if I'm not saying to him, hey, Dad, get healthy, who's going to say that to him? It might be uncomfortable, but you might be the only person who's willing to say something to your friends and family like, hey, can I help you? And, just do it out of love. But it's going to probably be uncomfortable. But you'll never know. You'll never be able to help that person unless you're stepping out of your comfort zone and being willing to talk to them. The second thing, get comfortable being uncomfortable talking to people you don't know. Eventually, you will run out of family and friends. And I can tell you that from experience, because I've been doing this for 2.5 years now. This is, March, April, May, June, July, 28. This month is 28 months in a row that I have hit Success Club. That's a lot of people, and they're not all people that I know. And like, I had to really go out of my comfort zone and talk to people. And one thing you might not know about me is I'm super shy. Like, I am shy to the point that if we are in a department store and I have to go to the bathroom, I won't ask where it is. I'll make my husband ask. It's very annoying. Like, he is so frustrated by me because I won't go talk to somebody and just say, where's the bathroom? Now that I have kids old enough to talk, I'll make the kids do it. So it doesn't annoy my husband, but I don't have to ask still. So I don't like talking to people. I especially don't like talking to people that I don't know. And that has been something that's hard for me to like overcome. But in order to be successful, eventually there's a point where you're going to have to really reach out of your comfort zone and start talking to people that you don't know. And it might be uncomfortable, but that's a step to help your business grow. Running challenge groups. Like, I literally, when I first became a coach, I drank Shakeology. I was going through chemo, so I didn't work out a whole lot. Towards the end of my chemo, I started doing Turbo Fire, but I had never been in a challenge group. There were no challenge group guides. I had no idea really what being in a challenge group would entail. And the thought of doing that was very uncomfortable to me because I have no health and fitness experience. And I was, I literally said, I'll be a coach, but I'm not going to run challenge groups. I just want to sell Shakeology. I don't care about the other part of it. I just like Shakeology. And I had probably only been a coach for maybe 4 to 6 weeks when I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to run challenge groups because all of my friends are like, yeah, this is awesome. I totally want to do it with you. I'll order. And then nothing, no order. And then I check back in with them. Hey, did you get a chance to order? And they'd be like, yeah, I'm totally still planning to do that. No order. So that's when I decided I should do a challenge group because then people would have a deadline to order. And I could say, I went back to all of those people and I was like, hey, so I know you're interested in this program. Would you like to be a part of a challenge group? It's like a new thing I'm trying. But the deadline to order is this day. Well, that's how I got Success Club my second month, because I was like, the first month it was just my friends, my family and friends. The second month, I had to go to people and say, hey, I'm having a challenge group, join it. And let me tell you what, my first challenge group, it was very uncomfortable. I would not say it was a good group or that it wasn't awesome, but I learned a lot from it. And so that's where, like, you have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to get totally uncomfortable and just know that sometimes it's not going to work out the way that you hoped. But if you're not trying, then you're not, making any progress. The next thing, get comfortable being uncomfortable running a fit club. I don't know how many of you have experience with that. I think Ashley and Kendall and you guys did one in Phoenix for a while. I was never going to run a fit club. Like, when I first became a Beachbody coach, I read all the papers about that, all the little files, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I have no desire to work out in front of people, to coordinate that. I'm shy. I don't want to talk to a group of strangers, because it'd have to be strangers. I live in Arizona. I've basically been a hermit the whole year I've lived here. I didn't know anybody. And towards this was probably, I started coaching in March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I had a fit club. So I'd been a coach for 7 months, and I was like, okay, I'm running out of people I know. How can I find people? I'll start a fit club. And that's why I started advertising in spouses groups. And it worked out really well because it was free. And so people were willing to show up for something that was free. And while we were there, we worked out. After the fit club, I always made Shakeology samples and let everybody there try a different flavor of Shakeology every week. And we would sit around and people would talk and they would ask me questions and we would just get to know each other. And it worked out really well for my business. That's where I met Ashley. And honestly, I don't actually know if Ashley would have become a coach if I didn't have Fit Club, because I think we were talking online. We had met through the spouses group, but I feel like it was once we met in person and she realized that I was a real person that she went ahead and placed her order or signed up as a coach. And so I think that like being able to have that face-to-face made a difference in that situation. I think that happened a lot. And I only did the Fit Club for about 4 months, and then the building went under construction, and then my husband got deployed. So, those are excuses, but I didn't do the Fit Club anymore. But during that time, I made a lot of new contacts that I was able to draw from in the coming months. So even though that was something that was totally uncomfortable for me, like there was literally not a part of it that was comfortable for me. It was huge for my business. It made a huge difference in me going forward. Okay, this one is a little bit embarrassing. Get comfortable being uncomfortable talking on the phone. I hate talking on the phone. If you've ever had a call with me on the phone, just know that before you answered the phone, I was literally like dialing your number in my head, like, don't answer, don't answer, don't answer. Like, I don't want you to answer the phone when I call because I don't want to talk on the phone. I'm like scared to death to do it. And I still am. When I have to do a getting started right call, I'm like literally in my head, like, please don't answer. Maybe they forgot. Maybe I'll get voicemail. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm super, I don't know. I don't like talking on the phone. But the more I talk to you guys, like even this team call is on my list too. I don't like talking to people at all. I think that's why I am kind of good at this, because for the most part, I can stay in my little social media bubble and type stuff out. And if it doesn't sound good, I can delete it and try again. And, I have lots of chances to not say something really dumb. And when you're talking to somebody in person, you don't get that opportunity. Doing team calls, talking to people on the phone, that is something that I am still uncomfortable with every time that I do it. But I think that it's really important for the growth of your team, because if they don't see you, if you're not talking to you, they're never going to connect with you. And so it's something that even though I'm uncomfortable with, I have just had to step out and say, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just going to do it. Along those same lines, making YouTube videos. totally uncomfortable. Guys, making videos is awkward. And then you have to you have yourself staring at you as you're making the video, and you stumble over your words, and it, the more times you try to do it, the worse it gets, because you've already said the same thing like 6 or 7 times, and you're like, I'm just getting worse at this. That is one that I would say that I've overcome. I am no longer uncomfortable making YouTube videos. I will take a piece of paper and I just put it right here in front of my screen, so I can't see myself. All I can see is the camera, and I just stare straight at the camera, and I don't even think about the fact that people are gonna watch it. And I don't do more than one take anymore. I just talk to the camera, and when I'm done, I upload it and I don't even watch it. I'm like, okay, I said what I wanted to say, I'm done. I'm not gonna waste time watching it, seeing all the things I did wrong and redoing it. I'm done. So that's my advice, cover up your face. And also, if you're really prepared, you can write your notes on the piece of paper that you're gonna use to cover the screen, because then you have them right there in front of you. It doesn't look like you're looking at your notes all the time. I used to do that, but now I just talk. So what you get is what you get. But anyway, that's something that I am more comfortable with now. But again, to really grow your business, step out of your comfort zone, you're going to have to do things that maybe you're not comfortable with right away. Being a leader, stepping into a leadership role, that was the thing that was really uncomfortable with for me, because it's not a position I've had. I've been a stay-at-home mom for a long time. I was a teacher, but being a teacher and being in charge of a bunch of little kids is totally different, because you are clearly the authority there. Even if you are really short like I am, they know that you're the teacher and you're the authority. And so being a leader is something that I really didn't embrace in the beginning, and it really kind of made me uncomfortable. And again, Ashley, you can probably attest to this. When I first signed up, I had no idea what I was doing, and I didn't know how to tell other people what to do. I was sticking them in my uplines group and just saying, okay, welcome to the team, do these videos. And that's all I had. So that's something that I have really focused on, especially in my personal development, to try to help myself grow as a leader so that I'm more comfortable in that position. And in person, still, that's a challenge for me to actually, when somebody is the leader, you need to initiate conversations and talk to people and ask how they are. That's a thing that's hard for me because I'm shy. So it's uncomfortable for me, but to grow your business, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to step out of your comfort zone and really try to grow yourself, work on the things that you know you aren't good at. And then running a webinar. So this is something I haven't done yet, and it's something that I'm totally uncomfortable thinking about doing. But I was listening to a call by Anita Marone, the one I talked to you guys about, where we created the calendar for the team. And she was saying she does one every single month. Well, she's a top 10 coach. So my success has been duplicating what I see other people do. So if that's how she's saying that she, grows her business, then I thought, well, I should start running monthly webinars that are, join our team, why you want to be a Beachbody coach. Start running them for the team. So you guys can send your people to the webinar and they can listen to me talk for 30 or 40 minutes. And then hopefully at the end of it, they want to be coaches, or at least they want to find out more and maybe join a look into coaching group, that kind of thing. Thinking about this, I'm super uncomfortable. I'm kind of dreading it, but I feel like it's just one of those things. It's one of the things on my list: running a challenge group, running a fit club, doing team calls. It's my next step, the next thing I have to do to really grow my business. And so I'm telling you that because I just want you guys to know that there are things I'm uncomfortable with too still. And you just have to take a leap of faith and know that okay, it's going to get better. I can do this if I really want to grow my business. So that is, it's really more of just an inspiration thing that I want to say to you guys tonight. I know you're uncomfortable. I know there's things that you may not want to do and you might be scared to do, but just trust that these things are, we teach them for a reason. There's a reason that we say run challenge groups, run a fit club, do the webinars, do team calls. There's just a reason that all of those things are in place, and it's because those are the things that will help you grow your business. And maybe it's uncomfortable right now, but as you do it more and more, you'll get more comfortable doing it, and it will help you to grow your business and take it to the next level. So that's what I have. So now, since I told you, I wanted to say one more thing. And I've probably told some of you this before, but I said at the beginning of the call, I'm shy. It annoys my husband. I won't ask where the bathroom is. He actually said while we were on the cruise, we were talking to Pam and Steve, and he told them that he loves Beachbody if for no other reason, because it has gotten me out of my shell. And in the 2 years that I've been a coach, the amount of growth that he's seen me have in 2 years is more than I grew in the first 12 years that we were married. He's seen more growth and improvement in 2 years than there were in the first 12. And he said, even if she never made another penny from Beachbody, I would always be grateful, and I would always want her to keep doing it because of how much I've seen her grow as a person. And that was like one of the biggest compliments he's ever paid me, because I have been working really hard. Beachbody puts a big emphasis on personal growth and personal development, and figuring out what your weaknesses are and focusing on that. The things that are uncomfortable for you, those are probably some of your weak areas where you need to be doing personal development and be growing. And so I guess that's kind of like a testimony to the fact, if you do keep trying, keep growing, keep reading, you will see a growth. You will become a better person. And that kind of sounds cliche, but I think that is really true. So I want you to each tell me one thing that has to do with Beachbody that makes you totally uncomfortable, that you don't want to do at all. You have no desire to try doing it. So let's go first. I'll call on people. I was a teacher, You're all still muted. Okay. We can just go in the order that's on my screen. Okay, so Melissa, sorry, you're first. You logged in first.
I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up for me because I do not like taking pictures of myself or seeing videos, but I have the same problem with talking on the phone. I can't even call my sister, and my sister has the same problem, so we text each other, and it works great for that. But yeah, I don't know if it's because my mom didn't like talking on the phone, so I just kind of went after her, but I don't like talking on the phone. My husband badgers me to call the doctor. That's how bad it is. He's like, you need to call the doctor, make an appointment. And I'm like, no, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later.
I'm like, can't you just do that for me? Can you just?
Yeah, exactly. Can't you call the
and
appointment line anyway? So yeah, those are my three big things, I think. Once I get in front of people, I'm not too bad. But yeah, it's that initial talking to people on the phone and videos and pictures of me. I don't like those.
Okay. Ashley.
Okay, it's not something that I won't do because, I have to do it, but my biggest struggle that I have to constantly overcome is inviting people. I really struggle with, it was one of those calls that I think we listened to in the Push to Diamond group where it says like you're one of 4 coaches and you're either overconfident or you're the coach that is quiet and, not wants to make excuses for this stuff, but you don't want to take people's money because you feel guilty. That's me. I feel I don't want to come off as salesish or like I'm trying to make a buck. I want to come off as genuine. So I don't really know how to invite the way I probably should.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something that as you are doing it too, you're going to find a way that works for you. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. Because I look at some of the, sometimes when I have a conversation with people, I'll see the first message that I ever sent them, and I'm just like, oh man, I can't believe I said that.
I remember the first message you sent me, and it was I think you were like, oh, hey, how about you get 4 of your friends and we could get a challenge group going? I'm like, what?
Well, I will have to go back and look at that. It probably wasn't good because you were one of the
But I still signed up. I was still there because it was something that I wanted to do. I guess my thing is being consistent because that's where I struggle too. But
well, and see, that's something I try to say to people. even if you don't know what you're doing and you're not doing it the right way, just go ahead and try anyhow. Because when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing, and I totally did things wrong. I mean, not the right way for probably 6 or 8 months, but I was still hitting Success Lab. I was still growing my business, but it was a while before people showed me, or I started learning a better way to invite people. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that now, because I'm like, what did I say? I'm gonna have to make sure I don't still
You'd
say
have to go back through like a million messages that would probably get to it.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay, Kindlin. You're still muted, so we can't hear you.
I don't know. I'm really uncomfortable doing all of these things too. But I guess probably being on the phone is the most uncomfortable, especially because, you just can't see the person. And then you don't do it as often anymore these days. Nobody talks on the phone, you text or whatever. And so then just recently this week, I've had 2 calls, and I feel now like that is actually something I might start doing more often now. It's nerve-wracking before you call because you're nervous, but then once you're actually talking to somebody, it's actually way easier because you can just talk, right then. They can ask you questions, you can answer them, and it was actually way easier than going back and forth on Facebook, not knowing if you're saying the right words to make it come across, they're in the right way. So I actually think I might start trying to call people more often now.
Yeah, I actually think that's a better method for talk, because like you said, you can actually communicate with people and you can have the whole conversation and then you have an answer right away. So I think that that's probably more effective, but a lot of people won't do it because they're uncomfortable doing it. So
and other thing I did too this week also, since I had those calls and I thought they went well, then when I was following up with people, I started to a couple people, I said, if you'd rather me give you a call so we can chat about it, we can set that up. And then I noticed when they weren't following up with me before, once I mentioned a call, then they went ahead and gave me their answer. So it wasn't like a good thing, but I guess it was good in that
at least they
didn't want to talk to me on the phone. They better go ahead and answer me now because she wants to call me. So
yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah, true. Well, everything on this list is on my list because I was literally sitting here thinking, okay, what are all the things I don't like doing or I didn't like doing? So those are truly the things that I struggled with too. So okay, Amber. Oh, I can't hear you. You're unmuted, but I still can't hear you. Mm-mm. I don't know. I could hear you when you first got on, but now I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go over here. I think the biggest thing that I have struggled with is just like Ashley, inviting people and not trying to sound too sales pitchy. Mm-hmm. So this month, actually, I took a step back, which is probably what I'm not supposed to do, but it worked for me. And I focused on just kind of being proof the product works, I guess, and posting things about Pio and doing Instagram and posting things about the refresh that my husband just did. And I think I've had kind of good success with that this month. Mm-hmm. So again, I kind of took the pressure off myself to not invite people directly and instead just be proof the product works, I guess. So
yeah. Well, and then when people ask you about it, you would reach out to them and talk to them and have a conversation. I think that's a really smart strategy, because when people see you getting results and they see you using the program, then they do become more interested. And then instead of you reaching out to people who may or may not have any interest, you're working from people who really are actually interested.
Right.
It's a good strategy.
It worked.
Okay. Holly? Oh, I can't hear you because, hold on, let me unmute you. Okay, go ahead, Holly.
Okay. My biggest thing is inviting also. I can talk about it all day long. Like, I love Beachbody, I love it. And then when people are like, oh, that's awesome, tell me more. And I'm like, well, and then I just like spew all this information at them. And I feel like that really turns everybody off.
Mm-hmm. I think that gets easier the more that you do it though. So, yeah, I'm sure that I did the exact same thing. And actually, in the Emerald group that I'm putting together, we're going to have a whole week that like just totally focuses on inviting people and how to do it and writing your own script, like looking at examples, but then go ahead and writing what's comfortable for you to say, and overcoming objections, which I know is always a huge thing. So hopefully, like listening to some of those calls and talking about that will make it easier and give you a better idea. It's always good. I guess the thing that I have learned the most is ask people questions, like keep them talking, because the longer you can keep them talking, the more engaged they are in it. So when I start to find myself like typing a ton of information back, like I'm giving them way too much information, then I'll be like, oh man, I've been typing for a while. Let me delete some of this and just ask them another question to keep the conversation, because they don't want to read my 10 paragraphs. I could write a lot about Shakeology, but they don't necessarily want to hear all of that. So.
Okay. I'll try that next time, because I start talking about like challenge groups, and then I'm like, oh, but you could be a coach too. And they're like, whoa, I just wanted to like what program you're doing. Oh, crap.
Yeah, I think that it gets easier. That's my best advice. But keep doing it. Keep talking to people. Keep inviting people, because, like I said, you will improve and you'll figure out, oh, I didn't get a response from this. I need to try something different next time. I will say, just to go back to Ashley's thing about, I said something about maybe you could find 4 friends and we could do a group together or whatever. That actually is a strategy that Beachbody recommends. If people say they don't have enough money, ask them if they have friends that might want to do it with them, and like you could be a coach, get the income from 3 challenge packs, and then that covers your cost of doing it. Maybe that's not a good strategy though, like after listening to you say that you didn't like it. So, but at the time, like as a newer coach, I was just experimenting with like everything I heard. I try it out, and I haven't suggested that in a long time, so maybe it wasn't something that was working out for me. I've never had anybody do that, so clearly it's not a good strategy for me. But you just got to keep trying stuff. So, and even though that didn't work, Ashley's still a coach. So, don't be afraid to talk to people or try stuff. So, okay, we have less than a minute left. So, wow, I talked a lot tonight. You would never know I was so shy. Thank you guys.
I never would have believed you were so shy.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty shy. Ask anybody who knows me in actual real life outside of Beachbody, and they will still think I'm shy, but I am getting better. So, yeah, that is something I feel like Beachbody has truly been a blessing for me because of that reason. It has helped me come out of my shell a lot. So I'm going to say goodbye, because in just a few seconds it's probably going to cut us off. But thank you guys for being on the call, and I will talk to you again next week. Have a good week. Oh, and Amber, well, let me end the recording. Hold on.